This is Coach Lee, and in this video, I'm going to answer the question, can a love spell bring your ex back? It's a shame I even have to talk about this, but as you've probably seen in the comments on my videos, there's a lot of people out there telling you that all you have to do is contact this powerful man who can place a spell on your ex that will bring them back within 24 hours, guaranteed. Take a quick second and click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos like this that can help you with relationships, marriage, breakups, and mindfulness. One of the things that I realize that you're likely going through if you're wanting your ex back is desperation. And unfortunately, I have to tell you that there are people out there who will prey on that desperation, because people who are going through it are more likely to believe that something that seems outrageous or unlikely will work because they are literally grasping at straws, meaning the straws are something very small that would be unlikely to help you if you were falling, but you're desperate, so you're just grasping at anything, especially when nothing seems to be working. And most people who are in breakups feel like they're losing their ex more with each passing second. And so I want to tell you a couple of examples where people contacted these love spell people because they saw one of their spam messages in a comment and they were desperate, so they thought they would try it. This first one is a man who was on a coaching call with me, but because I had been booked up several weeks in advance, he had gotten a little desperate before his call, just thinking he was losing her with each passing moment. And so on the call, he actually said, well, here's what's going on. I paid a guy to do a love spell, and he started telling me about the process. The man told him it would cost $4,000, but that he guaranteed that she would come back to him in one day, just 24 hours. So he said, well, let me think about it. He contacted the man back and paid him the $4,000 to do the spell. And so after collecting the money, and it was paid by wire transfer or some other way so that there could be no refund, no matter what. It could not be traced. It could not be gotten back. Though this guy, as trustworthy as I'm sure he seemed, promised he would refund if she hadn't come back in 24 hours, there was no way that the man paying for the services would have any recourse with any other group. More on that in just a minute. But this person said, okay, you've paid me. Now I need her picture. I need her name. And so the man emailed a picture of her, her name, and then this spellcaster told him, I also need her Facebook profile so that I can see pictures of the two of you together and places you went, and it just really helps if I have her Facebook profile link. So he sent her the link, pictures, everything the man asked for. And he said, I just figured he needed to see that so he could get on her frequency, her vibration, her level, whatever, in order to do the spell to get her back. So the man then said, okay, I have everything that I need. She'll come back to you in 48 hours. Or I'll give you your money back. So the guy was hopeful and thought, at least I can get my money back if she doesn't come back to me. 48 hours passed. He sent a text to the guy. She hasn't reached out. The man said, call me. He called, and this man told him, here's the deal. You pay me another $4,000, or I'm going to message her on Facebook and tell her that you hired me to do a love spell on her. And then he went on to tell the guy that he was going to tell her other things and claim that this guy had him spying on her, or that he sent the man naked pictures of her. Just weird things that would make her less likely, far less likely to come back to him. The guy blackmailed him. So this love spell caster gave him a 24-hour deadline to pay the blackmail money, or he was going to go tell his girlfriend all this stuff and basically ruin his chances. And so he was on the phone with me because at the time I was several weeks out to getting to calls. And so it just gotten around to where he was talking to me and he said, let me tell you what I did. And so the deadline had not yet passed. And the poor guy actually asked me, what do you think I should do about it? And of course, the big problem here is that not only is he out money he won't be able to get back, but what about legal jurisdiction? This person was in Nigeria or South Africa. That's a lot of where this stuff comes from. And the United States authorities don't have jurisdiction there. Are they really going to get involved? Would they really be able to track down this guy? I mean, there's just all kinds of problems with it. And so this guy's now in a terrible situation. He could reach out to his ex and he could say, look, this is what happened. I was just trying to get a love spell, as silly as that sounds, because I love you and I didn't know what else to do. And this guy threatened me and he's going to say some things. It's not true, but I just wanted you to hear it from me first. That's option one, which makes him look bad to his ex. Option two, try to fight it legally. But he's got 24 hours before this man's going to try to ruin him to his ex. So as you can see, bad situation, complete scam. And worse than that, it's worse than a scam. It's fraud, blackmail, and theft. So that's one example. And so for my next example of how a love spell went terribly wrong, we get creepy. A woman wanted her boyfriend back and saw in a comment that there was some doctor guy in another country who could help her with a love spell that would work in 24 hours without delay to get the man of her dreams to come back to her. So this man, when she spoke to him, wanted her to ship him some of this guy's underwear that he had left at her house. And he said, if you have any of his hair, just lying around in lockets or something, if you could ship me that, that'd be great too. This was after she had paid him a few $1,000s. I forget this particular love spell artist's rate. So after she did those things, he told her that once it arrived, the process would begin. And so, about a week later, he texted her pictures of her ex-boyfriend's underwear and other things she had sent to him. One of them, I believe, was a printed out picture of the two of them. And this love spell scam artist said, if you do not send me thousands of more dollars, I will send these pictures to him and tell him that you were sending me his underwear and pictures of you two together. In this case, she paid him those extra thousands of dollars so that he wouldn't reach out to her boyfriend and ruin things completely. He then demanded more money, saying that this would be the last time, but that if she didn't do it, he would definitely send it. And he even had a picture of her boyfriend's Facebook account pulled up with the message written explaining all that she had paid this guy to do and what she had sent him, and several things that were not even close to being true. I wish I could tell you that those were the only two cases, but they're not. I hear it a lot. People are so desperate and they do these things, and they tell me on coaching calls that they have done this. So it makes sense why these guys post in the comments. And my assistant has her hands full hiding these people from my channel, reporting the spam. So help us out. If you see these scam artists posting about these ridiculous claims about love spells, mark it as spam, send it to YouTube, let them take care of it so that more people aren't hurt by these things. But just know that your ex has free will. A spell is not going to bring them back. And even if it could, do you want them to come back to you because of some spell? Or do you want them to come back to you because they want to come back to you? I realize that some of you just think, I'll take them back however I can get them at this moment. But I'm telling you, that's not how you want it, first of all, if that were even true. Second of all, any quick fix that someone pushes as being able to get your ex back really fast, or a text that will make it to where they can't resist coming back to you, or some super duper modified pickup lines that can get your ex back. All these things, they're just playing on people who are desperate. Yes, I do have a kit to help you get your ex back, but it's based on sound principles of maturity, relationship dynamics, and what I've seen work over the last 20 years, none of which is manipulative. Some people say that the no contact rule is manipulative, but it's not. It's a mature response. As I've explained in other videos, if someone goes in the room and closes the door, you don't break the door down and force your way in to talk to them. That doesn't make any sense. And if your ex broke up with you, and you keep communicating, you keep talking to them, you keep letting them know you're interested, which is what you're doing. Even if you think you're so casual cool by what you say, they're going to get the message. You're still interested. That's why you're communicating with them. And the more you try to play it off as casual, the more they're just going to think of you as being dishonest and like you've got an ulterior motive. If you don't disappear after they dumped you, you will enable them to move on because they won't actually experience the pain of your loss. And so when they look back over months and you've still been there and they're evaluating, do I still want this breakup? Well, it hasn't hurt. They've been broken up with you for months, but because you've been interacting with them, they haven't even felt the pain of it. So sure, no problem. And they begin to think of the breakup as that. And even though there's still a chance after that, your chances decrease significantly because they did not experience the breakup. They didn't have to deal with the reality that they could lose you. And what I mean by that is because you're probably thinking, well, if they broke up with me, why would they care if they lost me? That's because the breakup is only a concept. When you let them experience the breakup, you introduce them to the idea that it's possible they could want you back and not be able to get you back. That's where they can experience the fear of loss. That's where they can experience loss. Right now, you're the only one feeling the loss because they have the power and they broke up with you. And psychologically speaking, your ex feels like they could get you back whenever they want you because they're the ones who broke up with you. And so some of that desperation that leads people to try ridiculous things like love spells, that's based on loss and the fear of loss, the feeling of loss. And so you want your ex to have to feel some of that too. You want your ex to have to experience the breakup. And the only way that you can do that is to actually break up with them yourself, meaning you're not going to reach out. You're not going to force your way into their life. And I've seen it work over 20 years, many, many times. I've never seen a love spell work. I've only seen people hurt by them. And so that's why I'm telling you, report these people. They are sorry excuses for human beings. My emergency breakup kit simply helps you with what to do during the no contact rule, what to do if certain situations come up, what to do when your ex begins reaching out to you again, and then how to interact when you two start seeing each other again, talking, and hopefully are going to be getting back together because that can be somewhat of a fragile time. Nothing works 100% of the time, and I can tell you that a love spell works 0% of the time. Take a second and click the subscribe button below. My hope with this video is that if I could just save one person from being ripped off by these people or hurt further by these people, then it's worth every second. Please share this video with anyone who's considering a love spell because these true stories that I shared with you about people who tried love spells show that these people are really criminals who want to take your money and hurt you and prey upon your pain and desperation. I hope that better days are ahead for you. I hope you get your ex back, and if you don't, I know you're strong enough to live a great life without them. If this video has been helpful to you, please click the like button below. And when you see those love spell scammers commenting on my channel, please report them to YouTube as spam so that fewer people are hurt by these people. This has been Coach Lee, and as always, thank you for watching.